Hello, welcome to this tutorial entitled Starting Mastro, the Natal chart. In this presentation, we will cover the following points. 1. How to create a new chart and save it. 2. How to open a Natal chart that has already been saved. 3. How to modify what has been saved. And finally, 4. How to display the Natal aspects and use the dynamic Aspectarium. Let's move on to point 1. How to create a new Natal chart and save it. In the panels at left to the Comments tab, we extend the interior panel and we click on New Chart, Inner Ring. This opens a new chart window. We select the database and we enter the chart informations. March 10, 1980 at 11:20 a.m. in Montreal. All cities in this database are spelled in English. I press Enter and then I choose the city Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Automatically, Mastro will update the values. Latitude, longitude, and difference of time with GMT. The time difference values with the GMT are negative for the west longitudes and positive for the east longitudes. Then we click on OK. We also have in the panel on the right, Inner Chart Info and the bird data. Let's move on to point 2. How to open a Natal chart that has already been saved. For the sake of demonstration, I'm going to reset the current time by doing Ctrl-N to display the planets at the current time. And I go back to the inner panel. I click on Open Chart. I get the window Open a Chart. I select the database and I have two choices. I can click once on Robert and then click on OK, or double click on Robert. I will do Robert and click OK. Mastro updates the chart in the center and the data on the right in the inner chart info panel also. Let's move on to point 3. How to modify what has been saved. I go back to inner panel. I click on Open Chart. I select from the database, User Database, the name Robert. I click on the name and then I click on the Modify button. This makes the fields in the right section of the window editable. Let's say I put 12:20 and then I click on OK. Following the change, Mastro advises me to validate the time difference with GMT. Let's move on to point 4. How to display the Natal aspects and use the dynamic Aspectarium. I go to the button Draw All Aspects. I click and this displays all the aspects in the center. To erase the aspects, I click on a place where there's nothing with the left button of the mouse. To make the Venus aspects appear, I put the cursor of the mouse on Venus. To see the aspects of the moon, I put the cursor on the moon. If I want to keep the layout of the aspects, I click with the right mouse button in a place where there's nothing. In the contextual menu, I select Keep Aspect Lines on the screen. Here, if I put my cursor on Venus, the aspects of Venus appear. Then I go to the moon, and the aspects of the moon appear, and the layout is maintained. Let's move on to the dynamic Aspectarium. On the left, I expand the dynamic Aspectarium panel. I click on one of the aspects, Moon in trine to Venus. Then I click on Moon trine Mars. I click Mars trine Venus. And finally, I get a figure, a grand trine. For those who have the expert version of Mastro, we can analyze this planetary configuration thanks to keywords that have appeared under the Interpretations tab. I click on the Analyze button and I get a synthesis of all the aspects of the planet in signs. You can do the same for any figure. Note that this synthesis is a suggestion to interpret this grand trine. If I go back on the Venus-Mars aspect and I click again in the box, this removes the aspect. Same thing to remove the Moon-Mars aspect and also the Moon-Venus aspect. Thank you for your attention, and we will meet again on the tutorial entitled Mastro Startup, the forecast charts.